If you've got vegetarian friends, they're guaranteed to love this recipe, but even meat lovers love it too. My husband loves it and he says no meat, no meal. It's an African style sweet potato and spinach stew. Here's the ingredients over here. This serves 6 people. Obviously the main ingredient is sweet potato. You need about 1.2 kilos and I've chopped them into sort of 2 centimetre chunks already. The best thing to do is prepare everything in advance. 1.2 kilos is about 3 of these. You also need spinach. I'm using frozen spinach because it's cheap and convenient. You'll need about 300 grams, which is about 6 of these blocks. Then I've got 2 onions, which I've roughly diced here. Not too small, not too big. Then some spices. I've got 1 fresh chilli, which I've finely chopped, 4 cloves of garlic, which I've crushed, a piece of root ginger, fresh, about the size of your thumb, even though everyone's thumbs are different. Then I have 1 teaspoon of dried cumin, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1 teaspoon of dried coriander. I've then got here about 600 ml of vegetable stock and 2 cans of chopped tomatoes to make the sauce. Finally, my magic ingredients which really make this recipe. I have 100 grams of peanut butter from a jar. You can have crunchy or smooth. I'm using crunchy here. And then a good generous handful of fresh coriander to finish, which I've chopped roughly. And how's this for an easy recipe? You just throw it all in the pan and leave it for 20 minutes to cook. The first thing I'm going to do is just heat about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in a big pan. And when it's hot, add the onions. Cook them for about 3 or 4 minutes until they're nice and soft. So the onions are nice and soft. I'm now going to add my spices. So in goes the coriander, cayenne pepper, cumin, chilli, ginger and the garlic. And you just want to stir that for about a minute. Just coat the onion as well. This is a really great recipe for kids. But if you are going to make it for kids, just leave out the spices like the chilli and the cayenne pepper and maybe the ginger, and just add a little coriander and cumin. But it is really good for them. The iron in the spinach and sweet potatoes are really good for you as well. So it is a great recipe, and my little boy does like it, and he is a little 2-year-old fusspot. In go the sweet potatoes. Closely followed by the spinach. The vegetable stock. And my chopped tomatoes. Give everything a really good stir. And then I'm going to bring it to the boil, cover and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes until the potatoes are tender. Don't worry how it looks now, it's going to be fabulous. Just give everything a really good stir before it cooks while you bring it to the boil. Depending on the size and shape of your pan, your potatoes might be a little bit exposed. But you do want to make sure they're covered with liquid before they cook. So just add a little bit of boiling water from the kettle, just to make sure that they're all nice and covered before you pop the lid on and leave that to simmer. It's been simmering away for about 15 to 20 minutes. Oh lovely, the spinach is cooked, the potatoes are nice and soft. It's just perfect, you don't want to overcook the potatoes. Now I'm ready to add my magic ingredient, the peanut butter. Now this peanut butter is room temperature, so it's nice and soft. And it's going to be easy to stir into the sauce. But if your peanut butter's been in the fridge, then you can just pop it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, or just take some of this hot liquid out of the pan and pop it in your bowl and then pour it back in, because then that will make it much easier to combine. So you just want to give that a really good stir, and that will make the sauce thicken, and then it's ready to serve. It smells absolutely lush. This stew will easily serve 6 people. You can serve it over some white rice, or I've got some nice plain naan over here. Just going to finish it with some fresh coriander, which tastes really, really good, really complements the stew. This stew also does freeze really well as well. I just pop it in some little food bags in 1 portion sizes, and that works really well. So here we have one of my favourite vegetarian recipes, African style sweet potato and spinach stew. A bargain at 86p a serving and about 660 calories. If you make it once, it's not going to be the last time. I just want to say a massive thank you to Liska, who gave me the original recipe, which I've made a little bit simpler for Gourmet Mum. If you would like full recipe details of this recipe, or any other easy tasty recipes on a budget, please visit my website gourmetmum.tv. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!